Most students have been asked since the age of 5 years old, what do you want to be when you grow up? But did you know that by the time they reach high school, nearly 58% of students have no idea what they really want to be or do after they graduate? Stay tuned to learn how my studio guests are helping high school students realize the benefits and rewards of early career planning. Hello and welcome to the Career and College Matters show, where we talk about important topics surrounding today's career and college concerns. Our goal is to inform, empower, and inspire you, our viewing audience, with information that will help you to discover and achieve true academic and career success. I'm your host, Dr. Mildred Charles, and today I'm so honored to have the one and only Miss Yolanda Tully here in our studios. Ms. Tully is currently the Director of In-School Youth Services at Employ Prince George's, also referred to as EPG. In her current position, Ms. Tully oversees the agency's in-school youth programming known as Youth Career Connections, YCC for short. She has an extensive 28-year tenure in workforce development, specializing in programming and managing multi-partner collaborations. Most notably, she has worked on initiatives with the Maryland Governor's Office of Crime Control and Prevention, the City of Gaithersburg, Maryland, the Maryland Department of Labor, and so much more, including several national grants with the U.S. Department of Labor. Ms. Tully is a seasoned facilitator and presenter who holds a bachelor's degree in communications. She is passionate about working with young people and is committed to helping them to succeed in school and beyond. Thank you, Ms. Tully, for being on the Career and College Matters show.
Thank
We're
you.
so excited to have you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely.
My pleasure.
So please tell our audience about this amazing program at EPG called Youth Connections.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. First, I'll just say that it's an honor for us to be here on your show to talk about, or me to be here on your show to talk about Youth Career Connections and what we do. And we're excited to be working with all of the high schools here in Prince George's County. One of the things that we're doing with the students here in Prince George's County is helping them in three areas. Number one, we want to help them to graduate.
Oh, that's great.
Get out of high school on time, get out of high school successfully. Secondly, we're working with them to help them build their skills. For some technical skills, their soft skills. These are the things that employers are looking for when it comes to hiring young people. And then third, and importantly, is for helping them to get internship opportunities, as well as hopefully once these internships enter, and that the employers will hire them as well. So this is the focus of our program. We provide weekend career exploration workshops. We've been going into the schools themselves to conduct workshops with some of the career classes in the high schools, and it's just been phenomenal for us. Part of what we've been doing is for the last 5 years doing this work, but we're venturing out doing some different and new things with our businesses and our partners, so we're just excited to be in this stage of our program right now.
That's amazing. That is so important because, as you know, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of young people have no idea what they want to do.
Absolutely.
And so the career planning and the preparation that you provide is amazing. So tell me, can you tell the audience about the grade level of some of the students?
Well, primarily we're working with 11th and 12th graders. However, we do work with the 9th graders and 10th graders as well. And so the focus, as you're saying, working with young people early as possible is important. Really helping them to understand what careers are, what working means, and to help them identify their interests, their capabilities, and their strengths. And so one of the things that we do with the young people that we're working with is to help them to know that they are the untapped intellectual capital of this county.
Wow.
And by that, I mean that we have so many gems and so many smart kids in our county, so many smart youth in our county, but they need direction and they need support. And they need people who can help open up some doors for them so that they can have a leg up, so to speak. And so we'll work with them from the 9th grade on. If we can get into the 8th grade, I would love to too.
Yes, absolutely. Middle school.
But
right?
we're excited to be providing a service to the young people that is free. And they do have to meet some of our eligibility based on some of our funding. But for the most part, many of the kids that we have in our program right now are coming because they might be at risk. They may have some barriers to education. They may have some barriers to employment, meaning their education levels might be low. But then some are very bright as well and have high GPAs. So they really come across the spectrum. And our goal and our focus is to be that extra leg up for them and to give them that wraparound assistance so that they feel like they have other caring adults to help them.
That's amazing. So is there a curriculum that you use
Yes.
while they're in school or after school?
While they're in school.
Okay.
And so we are specifically working them before they graduate high school.
Okay.
The goal is so that they're ready with the career and employability skills before they graduate high school.
Okay.
This way that there's an immediate pipeline to getting a job.
Okay.
And that's really the focus. And so our curriculum is 12 to 16 weeks long. It's modified based on which grade levels and classes and schools that we're working with. But for the school year, once a month on Saturdays, we have the young people in 3-hour sessions working with us to focus on things from understanding future careers, looking at ethics, and looking at your college options and choices. And so we do have a curriculum that we work with, yeah.
That's amazing. So you mentioned that the cost there is no cost.
That's right.
So if a student and a parent is watching and they're like, oh my God, this is wonderful, how do they actually enroll in this program?
Well, some of the things we take individuals by referrals. And so what I will say is there are some schools that we must work with based on the nature of our funding. So there are schools that are in the lower part of the county like Oxon Hill, Crossland, and Friendly High School and Potomac High School, that those kids get immediate preference for us due to the funding that we have with the video lottery terminal funding. So that helps us to provide those resources with them. We have some parent-teacher nights coming up at quite a few of the schools that we're working with, Oxon Hill, Largo High School, and Roosevelt High School. So much of this is tied to our funding because we are publicly funded by the State of Maryland Department of Labor and by Prince George's County government. And so that's how it gets to be a free
That's
effort.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's so necessary. They need this type of career planning. So if a parent wants their child to sign up, how do they sign up?
They can call us, first of all. 301-618-8400 is our number. And then our email, which I can provide. It's rather long, but certainly
we'll have that
we'll
here.
have that later at the end. But they contact us. We'll do some pre-screening with them over the phone to make sure that they are eligible, so that it's confidential. And then we give them some documentation that they need to fill. And then afterwards, we will have them come in and start with one of our sessions. So it's rolling enrollments, which is good. But we do have to, in order to assist people with jobs this summer, by February 17th. That's sort of our deadline and our cutoff. Okay,
well, you've heard that from Ms. Tully, and February 17th is the deadline, and we'll have the information for you. So in our next segment, we will hear from Miss Mariyah Bryant, who is a successful business owner and who is committed to helping others find practical solutions to address their career concerns. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Career and College Matters show, where we talk about important topics surrounding today's career and college concerns. I'm your host, Dr. Mildred Charles, and joining me for this segment is Miss Mariyah Bryant. Miss Bryant is a LinkedIn strategist, certified professional resume writer, and the founder of the M Factor. Her writing skills have allowed her to gain opportunities working with organizations such as the OCC headquarters, which is the Office of Comptroller of the Currency, Target, Boeing, and JP Morgan Chase. As a first-generation college student, Ms. Bryant graduated summa cum laude from Morgan State University with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. But most importantly, she actually graduated from college totally debt-free. Very impressive. With dreams of owning her own business, Ms. Bryant founded the M Factor and generated a 5-figure income within 3 months of operation. And she did it, wait for it, she did it strictly using LinkedIn. And after that, she fell in love with LinkedIn and wanted to help other businesses and young people succeed by using this underrated platform. Thank you, Ms. Bryant, for being a guest on the Career and College Matters show.
Thank you for allowing me to be here, Dr. Charles.
No problem. Congratulations. You are such an impressive young lady, young woman.
You.
Wow, amazing. And as I was reading your bio, I understand you're from Prince Georgian native. So
Yes.
Can you tell our viewing audience about, where you grew up and what high school you went to?
Sure. So thank you, Dr. Charles, again for allowing me to be on the show. I am a native Prince Georgian, proud from gorgeous Prince George's,
Yes.
right? I was raised in Largo, Maryland,
Okay.
and I'm the youngest of 3,
Okay.
right? And I like to tell people I'm a millennial to a baby boomer parent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Yes.
my parents were in their mid-40s when they found
Okay.
out they have another baby. But yeah, from Largo, Maryland, and I attended Charles Herbert Flowers High School
Okay.
from 2008 to 2012.
Wow, that's all awesome. So yes, we love it. And so after you graduated, well, when you were in high school, did you know what you wanted to do after you graduated from there?
Sure. So throughout life, I've always been, or thought I've always been, a decisive person. It's funny because when I was in high school, I knew that I wanted to help people and I wanted to dance. So I wanted to be a nurse, an RN, as well as a dancer. But then once I graduated from high school, those passions changed to me actually wanting to be an entertainment lawyer.
Okay.
Right. So drastic changes, because I always knew that I have a gift of writing and I always wanted to be able to help those who are in entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't long after I matriculated into Morgan State University. So after my first year, I was majoring in sociology, still taking the basic courses, haven't really, get into my main major yet. So my mom pulled me to the side and was honestly like, what are you going to do with a sociology degree
Wow.
if you don't become a lawyer? So I kind of leaned into my natural inclination, right? So it was good that I wanted to be a lawyer, but I've always had business skills and business acumen. So that's when I changed my focus to, majoring in business administration. And here I am today, an entrepreneur.
Yes, and not only that, but tell the audience, I always love stories like yours. How did you actually graduate with, no college debt?
It's actually a funny story. So I graduated from a four-year university with just completely debt-free.
Wow.
Because before I matriculated to Morgan State, I had my heart set on attending a Southern HBCU. So it was either going to be Hampton University, Spelman, or A&T.
Okay, you had it set.
I did. So it's either going to be one of these three. So, when I put my heart on something, I go at it doggedly.
Wow.
Right? So I applied to a lot of scholarships, whether locally or nationally, and I actually won quite a bit of money. And my parents begged me to go to Morgan State because my sister went there, my brother went there, so they were expecting me, tradition. So I matriculated, then I obliged, and I went to Morgan State, and I had, most of that money go toward Morgan. However, my sophomore year is when I accepted, or I filled out an application for a program called the Traveler's Edge program.
Okay.
And it's a program for, business and actuarial science students who are in college, who are also minorities, to help to pay their way throughout college, no matter if it's like living expenses,
That's amazing.
if it's tuition, if it's a book, they will cover all the rest of the costs. And I was also an honor student.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not surprised. So let's fast forward because, running out of a little bit of time here, to you running your own company. Tell us about the M Factor.
Yeah, so the M Factor is a professional LinkedIn marketing and career writing agency. And what we do is we help businesses, career professionals, as well as young people to gain opportunities, whether it be through LinkedIn profile optimization, LinkedIn consulting, workshops, trainings, in order just to help the community, right? So we do that. We started in 2018, and April will make 2 years that we've been in business.
Wonderful. So tell us some of the schools that you've worked with, some of the workshops you offer.
Sure. So some of the companies and schools and organizations that we've presented at include Gwynn Park High School, Girl Scouts of the nation's capital. We also teach at the American Job Center, which is a part of Employ PG.
Okay, great.
All right, Employ Prince George's.
Yes.
We've also been there, and we've been able to help other students at various high schools throughout the county.
That's amazing. So how can the audience get in contact with you and learn more about your services?
Sure, they can contact me at hello@getmfactor.com, which is my email address. Also, the URL for the website is www.getmfactor.com.
Absolutely, and it's a beautiful website. We're so
Thank you.
excited to have you, but stay with us. We'll be back, with you on the last segment. So in our final segment, we will have both Miss Tully and Miss Bryant talk about the benefits of early career planning while your student is still in high school. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Anytime they're playing music downstairs, it's loud. I go downstairs, see what they're doing, see what music they're doing, see what they're dancing to. I go play piano downstairs, they come get involved. Leah has a drum set beside it, banging that. Any music, that's what they do.
Welcome back to the Career and College Matters show, where we talk about important topics surrounding today's career and college concerns. Joining me for this final segment are Miss Yolanda Tully and Miss Bryant. And welcome back, you beautiful ladies, and we thank you again for being a guest on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there is a national statistic that says that we have one school counselor for every 369 high school students in the state of Maryland. Based on these figures, how can parents help their child prepare early for their careers? What is your recommendation?
I would say first that with everything being online now, you really have to master the internet tools. And there are public tools that can be used to help parents navigate their son or their daughter to finding employment. And so we have public tools like the Career One Stop.
Okay.
That is helpful to parents. My Skills, My Future, that have free career assessments and have both the educational connections to different careers and a listing of careers. ONET, looking at different occupations that are there for what my esteemed co-panelists, LinkedIn.
Yes.
So these are tools, Glassdoor. These are tools that I think parents can get familiar with very early on with going online. Youth.gov has resources. So these are just
Absolutely,
different
just a whole-
resources that I'm sharing so that as parents can do some of their own research,
Yes.
but not even just by themselves, maybe with their son or daughter.
Absolutely.
Because it is online.
Exactly. That's great advice. Use those free resources. And what would you say?
I would also say look at your local organizations, kind of like beat the pavement. So even some of your local churches may have youth career programs, you know, employment, you know, even if it's just summer youth employment, right? You could also look at different organizations such as the Keys program, or you could also look at the summer youth employment program as well as Youth at Work. So it's different programs here in the county, but it's just a matter of, you know, getting out there.
So do you believe it's too early for, you know, young high school students to be thinking about their careers in
Never.
high school?
Never.
No.
Okay.
Overseas in other countries, career development is built in the curriculum in the K through 12 system.
Wow.
And so we have to start even earlier, I think, with our young people to help them to be competitive. But more importantly, any time in high school is never too late. And the more information they have before they graduate, the more armed and prepared they are to go out into the world and find employment. A lot of the kids, by the time they get to that 11th grade, that 12th grade mark,
Yes.
they're a little nervous.
They are.
They're excited to be graduating, but there's stress, there's pressure, and it starts to kick in. And they start to realize this period of my life is over. What am I going to do now?
Absolutely.
And so the more that they can get connected with programs like ours that touch them before they graduate high school, the better. And as Mariyah mentioned, any employment opportunities that they can do in the summertime to gain some type of work experience is important. And that's what we do with our young people, and then even over the course of the year. So we really, employers are important to a part to our program, and because that helps bridge the gap for them.
Gotcha.
You need to know who's out there, what are the business, what are some things that are available to me besides either something that's fast food. And so the companies right now are eager to hire people coming straight out of high school. And so there are careers even in IT, some in healthcare, some in construction, professional services. These are all the vast type of industries that can take some people right out of high school.
And that is good news for parents. It's good news for young people that they actually have options, that, you know, there's the pathways are many, and it's just, as you mentioned earlier, getting access to those resources. So, Ms. Bryant, what would you tell a parent if the child is more career ready than they are college ready?
Right. So that's interesting you say that, because college is not, it seems to be a default in the community, but it's not all that is cracked up to be. Like, it's not the end all be all, right? Like, I can take my mother, for example. She has a high school education, but she built a 6-figure business, you know, with what she knew and the courses that she took. So the advice that I would give to parents who have children that are more career ready than college ready is just to really water that seed, right? Put them in different programs, place them around different people, and invite them their attention to different resources that will help to grow them specifically within their interests. So if they are interested in the culinary arts, you know, invite them to different programs or different, like, look and research different chefs that they can possibly shadow, just really water that seed and not try to live vicariously through them and listen to what society is telling you.
That is such an important point. And as a parent, sometimes we don't realize that we're doing that. We only want what's best for our child, but you know, we end up living through them. And so with that being said, you know, why is it, I'd like both of you to answer, why do you think it's so important for young people to do what they love and then love what they do?
Because I've seen people be miserable. Honestly, after I graduated from Morgan State in 2016, I spent 3 years as a finance analyst at a company that I won't name, right? But I was in corporate America for 3 years. Within that short period of time, I've seen people in 20, 30, 40-year careers miserable, making great salaries, but just miserable.
That scary?
Right, so, you know, and there are people who are interested, like when you start talking about fitness or when you start talking about, you know, baking, they light up, you know, but they should be operating in that love and what they're passionate at, right? So I think it's just, you don't want to get caught up into missing out on your purpose and missing out on your happiness in life for a paycheck.
Absolutely.
But adding to that as well, as you will put your all into what you're passionate about.
That is so true.
And it will be natural for you. It will be as natural as breathing or drinking water. So the average person, be they a young person, even adults, are going to switch careers and even jobs 5 to 6 times in the course of their working lifetime. And so if you understand early on, this is what I want to do, and can create that path and stay in that path, then that just means that you'll do it throughout your life, even if you switch different jobs or even if you start your own business. These are the things that I think understanding what you want to do, getting that exposure very early on will help you to look for the long run. And so it's your life and your work is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
That's wonderful. So awesome information. So that is all for this show. We want to again thank you. We also want to thank our studio guests again, I'm sorry. And then also thanking our amazing, amazing crew, our staff here at Prince George's Community Television. We also want to thank you, our viewing audience. We hope you found this information that we shared useful and valuable. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to do what you love and love what you do. Bye for now.
I'm here to announce my retirement from sports. Baseball, basketball, all of them. I feel like it's time. The pressure that it takes to play at my age, it's just too much. So I'm done with the endless advice from parents to keep my head up, to keep my head down, to keep my head in the game. I know you think you helped. I'm walking away from the coaches that left me on the bench every time the game was on the line. I'll miss my friends and the fun we had when we were young. I said I'd play this game as long as I was having fun. And now, it's time to call it quits. Any questions?
I can do this.
We believe in you.
Each day brings hope.
Every day, millions of people celebrate their recovery from addiction and mental illness while others begin their journey. Be a part of it. Tell your story. Join the Voices for Recovery. Together, we are stronger. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental or substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.